All right, guys, in this episode of the Let's Assess podcast, we're going to dive into Polaris Snow Check. We're going to give our thoughts on what we like, what we don't, what we're going to order, or what we're not going to order. Let's jump right into it.
Look, I don't want to talk. How you try and press the kid and read it, you was soft.
All right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Assess podcast. Like we stated, we are going to take you through our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions on probably the biggest news since the wheel was invented, and that is Polaris Snowmobile Snow Check for 2026. So we're going to dive into it. What do you guys think?
Wow, they delivered this year. First up, BLACKBIRD. There's new hats on the website, so click the link. Those will be tagged. So check that out. Get yourself a hoodie, hat. I got a hoodie sitting right here beside me. I just got, or a hat. Sorry, not a hoodie, hat. And then Powbound Adventures. This is the last month to get in with us. April 1st, we're shut down. So if you're looking to make a trip out, snow's been fantastic lately. Go to the website. Links in the bio as well. And come check us out. We'll go have some fun.
Yeah, the snow looks like it actually, you're not just saying it's good. It looks like from the pictures, it's been pretty dang good for this time of year.
Yeah, yesterday, March 7th, was incredible, actually. Like bumper deep, great time. Had an awesome group. We had a blast. So
Good.
get out here.
Yep. And before we jump into it, because I literally forget this, I get too excited and want to jump right into it. We appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, share to a homie. This podcast is on Spotify. It is on Apple Music. And thank you guys again. Okay, now I think we're ready to jump into it. So the Ski-Doo guys, Marcus and AJ, and then the Polaris guys, me and Molto.
Yeah.
So
They gave you guys a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
They gave us about as much to talk about as Ski-Doo gave you guys.
And we got a new upper arm and a coilover.
And 14 pounds lighter.
Yeah, we got a new limited edition
With chrome graphics?
that you can ride just like
We got
Chris Baran.
chrome graphics and a Zen pouch on the handlebars.
Yeah, you can pack the Zen up on the handlebar now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a dialed-in feature right there.
yeah. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest news from Polaris is their new limited edition. So they came out with the Chaos version and the Pro version.
Yep.
They did a lot of promo stuff. Most of the release and most of the after release content that I've seen was about those limited editions.
That seems to be about the only thing. Like, honestly, social media-wise, I haven't even seen the in-season color options or what, like, normal Snow Check color options are.
Yeah.
I mean, I got on the website, did some exploration before this podcast. But the colors, I mean, as far as, like, social media, what the ambassadors are pushing, they're really just pushing that limited edition, it looks like.
I would guess that is a, how do I put this without sounding negative? I would guess that is a sled that they are trying to earn more gross on.
Yeah. Boost and 9R.
Well, like the limited edition.
Just the limited edition, period.
Yeah. Like the marketing was pretty good. There was some cool creative stuff with that. Obviously, the Brandt name holds a lot of weight in the snowmobile industry and mountain riding. Yep. And he put a lot out about it.
Yep.
And I think it's cool. I will say this. You know, being a Polaris guy, I do think it's cool that they're trying something different. I don't think that, I mean, I won't be ordering one of those, but it's cool that maybe they've started a segment, and I think they used to do this a lot more, where it's limited edition and it's something just different that you can only get through SnowCheck.
Well, that's going to be the
different
thing, right? Is this only going to be a SnowCheck thing, or are dealers going to order a bunch of these and have them sitting as in-season models next year?
Yeah. I just hope that this is a platform for them to build off of.
Yeah.
Like I said, we talked about this in another podcast or whatever, or maybe it was just me and you talking last summer. I want to see like what the truck market is kind of doing with like those one-off trucks that they're ridiculously priced. They're not mass market trucks.
Yep.
And or
Texas
like
editions and
right,
stuff like that.
Like even like the best example in the power sport world recently is Polaris's new Razor, $140,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a mass market machine? No, but it's still cool that they can put out something that like pushes the envelope of what the factories can do.
Yeah.
And then everyone complains about the price, but it's like, to me, that's not the point. The point is it builds hype for the brand. If, you know, you have those select guys that they want something that different that is status when they're out there. And I think they should push it with, you know, like we were talking about, is something that is a true Barant build.
Yeah, like me and Marcus have talked about that. They're close. They're so close to an actual Chris Barant edition. Why didn't they do? I mean, this year maybe this is they're feeling it out, but that's the next step. I think is like a Chris Barant edition, a Caleb Kosterky edition, like.
But like maybe it's a $65,000 sled.
Yeah, and it might be.
And
It will
maybe
be. Yeah.
maybe 4 people buy it.
Yeah.
But like it's not about like, I think so many people get so hung up on like that's too expensive. It's like, yeah, buddy, it's not for you.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for me. It's for those select few people. And the point is it's pushing the manufacturers.
Well, there's already people paying Barant to build sleds
right.
exactly like he rides.
The only thing that I think they're going to get into, and I could be completely wrong on this, I think they're probably going to hit safety and government standards that they're not going to be able to do like a sled that he would actually ride.
Yeah, but somehow they managed a way to do it with the Razor. And just like like the ZR2s and the AT4Xs and stuff like that, there's a limited amount that they can do. So they might have to cap it at 30 or something like that. But I feel like as long as they cap it at a certain number, hey, there's only this many liabilities out there, I think you can get away with some of that stuff.
Well, like the thing that I don't know about is, for example, and I don't know the laws on this, like headlights. Does the factory have to put headlights on a machine? I would
Probably.
I would guess they
imagine.
probably have to.
Yeah.
Another thing, exhaust.
Yeah, exhaust.
Okay.
It's a huge one.
They're not going to get away from the massive government decibel rated, pollution rated thing.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So it's things like that they're not going to be able to really push to the level that his builds are at, or even our builds are at for that fact.
Yep.
But they could just, again, make hype with it, I think.
I think they could do some sort of addition with them, you know, and they're close to that. And I mean, I don't want to downplay their limited edition. It's cool that they're looking into a tunnel braced rear bumper, a lighter bumper. It sounds like. I mean, how you get a lighter Polaris bumper, I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
Yeah, they're paper mache.
Yeah, it's nothing to begin with.
Vegan paper mache. Lightweight and eco.
Yeah, you would know that.
Yeah, you tested that one out this year. So it's cool that they're coming out with that and like they're evolving towards that, because it would be awesome not to have to put a front bumper or a rear bumper on every sled that we buy. But
just don't.
Yeah.
Just destroy the whole front end. Like I
No bumper.
No bumper.
Yeah.
That's the key. But in like now, it's kind of like those bumpers are kind of rip-off bumpers, in my opinion, anyway. Like if I bought that limited edition, I would still put a backwoods front and rear bumper on, because I can guarantee you're going to snap both of those bumpers like that.
Yeah.
They are no protection. We have that Polaris bumper on one of our sleds, and we took it off this year for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can take it in your hands and flex it.
Yeah.
Like I could bend it in half pretty easily.
Yeah.
Can't speak for the rear bumper yet, but I can imagine it's similar quality.
Yeah.
So,
Ski-Doo is no better though.
yeah, no. And Arctic Cat, none of them.
No.
It's all junk bumpers from the factory.
Well, dude, I mean, think about it. If one is cheaper to build it that way, and 2, they get bragging rights on being lightweight.
Oh, yeah. It's
You know?
cheaper. It's lighter. Brad goes and piles her up in a tree, and guess what? He's
gotta buy
buying
a-
a nose cone. He's buying a bumper. He's buying a headlight. He's buying a hood.
Well,
Like,
most people. Brad actually
yeah,
just
Brad's not.
bought
But
about $80
Yeah, I'd rather-
worth of T-Rex tape.
Yeah, $100 for the T-Rex tape, and it'll make it.
she's good.
Yeah.
But that's like the point of it. I think they honestly want, it's kind of like lower arms. They build them to fail at a spot, which great, yes. And it doesn't wreck the bulkhead, but it's like, it bends a little easy.
Yeah.
Smidge easier than it should, maybe.
Yeah.
Now you're buying a $280 A-arm when that's the most expensive part on the snowmobile, it almost seems like. you
Yeah.
know? The
Because they
part that-
know you're going to have to.
How
Yeah.
calculated, huh?
Yeah, how calculated
Yeah.
is
So
that?
weird.
So,
I don't know. The thing with me, well, let me ask you guys this. Okay, if Ski-Doo came out with summer, you're going to switch. if they came out with like a limited edition, and I know you guys are like, it's bumpers in a bag or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like if they actually did something that really excited you. Like maybe it was the factory race hood that all those guys are using. And you know what I mean? Like something that whatever it is for you, it would excite you. Would you buy that from the factory? And I don't want to say anymore. I want you to think about it. Like, would you buy that? If it looks sick, and I'm not talking like the money difference and all that. I'm talking like, would you be interested in a sled like that?
I'll answer, and then I'll let you go. If it was hard parts that I could not go buy, and like it was limited edition only, or like, oh, you wreck a hood on the limited edition, you have to have a limited edition to buy it, and so on and so forth, yes. If it's graphics and bumpers, no. But if it's like actual physical pieces that are different, like I'm going to use this for example, the Ski-Doo for this year, 25 to 26. That shorter cooler, that upper A-arm, the coil-over shock, those are all sellable points to me to go buy a new one. As a hardcore person that's like, yes, I'm looking to push it every year. If they didn't come out with any of that stuff and they put the exact same sled out and was like, we put a Carl Kuster edition out and it's retro graphics, but there's nothing else about it, I'm out. Mm-hmm. But if it's an actual item, I think I'd be like factory item, I'd be interested.
Okay, what about let's put this into perspective. Dirt bikes. Okay, they have the factory edition. Yep. So if you want Red Bull graphics, you have to buy a factory edition KTM.
But the factory edition KTM comes with a kit suspension.
Right.
It comes with different
It comes
stuff.
with like different clamps.
Yeah, different clamps. It comes with things that I would do on a dirt bike anyway. So I'm like, yes, I will do it because it's
okay. So you would
edition.
be interested in that.
I'd be interested as long as it was hard parts.
Okay. What about you? Same.
Same.
What about you?
Yeah, and if it was limited where I couldn't just go out and swap it.
If you could put it on your old sled, new hood or something.
Yeah, or if we could get like a Ricky Bobby Cougar livery.
Yeah.
I think that would sell me. But
dude, okay, here's my point with it. Go ahead.
Okay, here's the thing. If I was going to go buy a KTM, or I could go buy a KTM factory edition, and the only separation was the stickers on it, I will go buy an aftermarket sticker Red Bull edition set and put them on myself over paying the umpteen thousands more for the same decals.
Yeah. But what if you couldn't get those right? Because you can't. You have to have like a VIN specific thing to get those decals.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
Octane.
I was going to say, I know a fella that would probably print those out for me.
Okay, well, the factory graphics.
Yeah, factory graphics. But factory doesn't even print their own graphics. I wonder, like Decal Works is the one that prints KTMs.
This could have changed because I don't have a dirt bike anymore. But go look at those graphics. So this is when I bought the bike, I took all the plastics off and replaced them with black. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
Because I'm like, dude, I'm out on the track and I'm like looking like a Red Bull guy when I'm like just absolute cheeks at it, you know? Like I'm wearing a hoodie and like a snowmobile helmet out there on a Red Bull bike.
Got your heated goggles on.
Yeah.
July.
Getting dusty. Turn them on. Anyway, so when I went to go buy more graphics because I'm like, I could put the graphics on
the black plastic.
On the black plastics. You had to have a serial number on the website. You had to put the serial number in, and I don't know if you had to have your name like registered to it. Then it was ridiculous money.
Really?
Ridiculous money. I think it like for the shroud graphic, it was like $250.
Really?
Jeez. For a dirt bike. That's
yeah.
Because like, what does a decal kit for a dirt bike cost? Like $150. I'm out of touch with.
I don't even know.
They're probably $300-400. I bet.
Yeah. But
nowadays,
anyway, here's my point. Like with asking you guys that is, to me, I guess you are right. Like if you could only get it from them and through the limited edition thing, and it was a huge difference.
Yep.
Okay, that's one thing. Like, for example, say they came out with 9R boost and a limited edition that had different graphics and all that. But this is the way I look at it. I don't want a sled, and this isn't true with razors for me, but I don't want a sled that looks like anyone else's.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like,
why we wrap them.
right.
Yeah.
So I would rather go get my own wrap, run a Zero Composites hood, run a Seco seat cover, right? I would rather do that than like have factory graphics
Right.
that there's going to be like 3 other people in our local riding area that have.
Yep.
Like, I just don't like that as much. Now, for razors, if you could tell me I could go buy that $140,000 razor, which obviously I'm not going to, but like that would be sick to me
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't customize razors like that.
Yeah,
know?
and I think that's kind of like that thing with to bring this back to the Snow Check is the graphics and the bumpers and the handlebar bag. None of that really is important to me because gonna wrap it, gonna put backwards bumpers on it,
Yeah.
probably gonna put RSI bars on it. So there goes my handlebar bag. But even if I ran the Pro, that's probably the one thing that I do like a handlebar bag. That's the one thing out of that I would keep.
Bag.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so great.
But you can't with you could get the little swing thing, but
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
yeah.
But
They're not that awesome.
yeah, they're not that awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
It has to be hard parts for me. It has to be hard parts.
Yeah.
Like actual things that make a difference on the sled. Like, oh, we came out with a Fox edition and it comes with Fox floats on it, IQS. Where do I sign? Like,
Yeah.
that's something that I think could have been a game changer on that sled. Like with the orange and everything. Like they could have done IQS on that, like the Brant edition
Yeah,
with
that would've
IQS.
Yeah.
And that
That would have been
probably,
different.
you put another $4,000 on that sled and they'd sell like hotcakes.
you think?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
People are already doing it anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't buy that.
You wouldn't. If you could buy a sled with IQS, you wouldn't do it? Really? Huh.
Because
See-
then you're paying more for the limited edition, and then you're paying for the IQS. Why wouldn't I just get a factory one, put the wrap on that I want, put the hood on that I want, and then put IQS on that?
I guess it'd be price dependent, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 100%.
I guess we've seen it with the ArctiCat when they had the ATAC. Generally, a lot of people ordered the ATAC over the standard shocks.
Well, okay, let me put it this way: if it was $2 or $3 cheaper to buy that with the IQS than it would be for me to put the IQS on myself,
Yep.
then I take those bumpers and those graphics off, and then it makes sense.
And then it makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, like if they're gonna make, and
they're
they
gonna-
probably wouldn't. But,
yeah.
you
They
know,
would have to make some sort of a deal to make
Yeah.
it worthwhile, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I agree there. So what are you guys ordering then for 26?
You want to talk or hypothetical maybe?
Hypothetical, I would do. I mean, I do the same thing I have right now of 55 boost, 325 track, and I didn't see any colorways I was super fond of. I'd probably go all black.
It kind of brought back 2024 vibe colorways, honestly.
Yeah, I saw like a green, an
white.
orange.
Yeah, there was a white one that I thought was cool. But dude, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, when you're wrapping, unless you're like, for example, you're gonna wrap it white and there's a white option,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But like, say you're gonna wrap it blue and orange, like my sled, and you don't want
You want
anything
black.
other than black behind it, you know, because they're never gonna meet up perfectly.
Agreed.
So yeah. What I would say if I was gonna get a sled, if I had one sled, 155, 325 Chaos Boost, in my
your situation
situation
now.
right now, dude, I think it would have to be a 9R 146.
Really?
Yeah.
Even at the price point. $600 more, you can have a boost.
Okay, but let me ask you this: do I need 3 boosts?
Well, I get it in your situation now.
Yeah.
But I just kind of want to like spark that conversation of like $600 for a turbo. Think of that.
Yeah, that's a no. I would
Is that
never.
not silly?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, I already have 2, and it's like, so what am I gonna do? Put a 175 under the new
At the
one?
end
Yeah.
of the day, you don't need another sled, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
I mean, I guess it would be the 9R146 because it would just be something different that would serve like a very specific purpose.
Yep.
You know, like the jump days, the spring days, the fall days, you know, stuff like that, where I don't want to be. Dude, I was talking to Eric. I'm like, told him, I'm like, I want to do a 9R146 build possibly next year, depending on everything. And he goes, huh? And I said, yeah. And he I think he asked me why or something. I'm like, dude, riding a 300 horsepower snowmobile tears you up when you're riding a lot.
Spits you out.
Especially if the snow's not deep.
Yeah.
Like if it's at like violent, punchy, like hard snow, dude, that thing is miserable to ride sometimes. Like what's funny is I know I'm not the only one that thinks that. Oh. That's what you guys say. That's what everyone says.
It's a roller coaster out there. Yeah.
Everyone's like, God damn, I couldn't ride that all. Jack said that. First thing he said, I couldn't ride that thing all day. Yeah. I'm like, I don't. That's why I huff and puff on the side of the hill half the day. But yeah, I think I would rather. Dude, I remember telling you this. Like, I went, and this is getting off topic of SnowCheck, but I really went where it was like, give me the most power I can possibly have.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously like more than 50% of me is still at that point. But there's a good sliver of me that's getting to the point where it's like, what if I had like a 9R that was pepped up a little bit, but was just light?
Yep.
You know?
Be fun.
It'd be a lot of fun. It would be easier to ride. Yep. You know? I don't know. But at the end of the day, for the days that I'm on the snow, it might, you know, we talked about this. Does it really make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you didn't have any sleds, what would you get? Like,
if I didn't have any sleds and I was going to snow check one,
yeah,
it'd be Chaos Boost 155 with a 325.
It's a good combo.
Yeah. So,
what do you think about the news about Timbersled?
Breaks my heart.
Yeah. As the snow bike guy in the group, I can see that you're sobbing over there.
Yeah. Have you ever even rode a snow bike? I haven't.
No.
Have you guys?
I've ridden one.
Did you like it?
No, they're so underpowered.
Really?
You barely picked the ski off the ground.
Yeah.
And second gear wicked all day long.
Yeah. On that 450.
Silly Canadians.
Yeah. Silly Canadians. Yeah.
No, it's kind of unfortunate, though. You know, it's kind of like time's coming to an end. Like, Polaris is a massive corporation, and there they are selling off or not selling off, closing the doors of Timbersled. I mean,
dude, but I mean, seriously, think about this. Obviously, they don't have the expense that they do on the snowmobile thing, on the Timbersled thing. But dude, there's not that many snow bikers.
No,
there's
not as many as you'd think.
Not as many as you would think.
Right. But like, there's a lot.
There's a lot. But like, think about it. What would you say? I would say 15 to 1 snowmobilers to snow bikers.
Probably. Yeah.
That's, I mean, at least like out
probably
here, I'd say. Out here, it's more.
Yeah. Something I'd have to say about snow bikers is most of them are putting the kit on themselves, so they're mechanically inclined to where they're like, oh, I'm going to buy a kit, I'm going to put it on this dirt bike, and then I'm going to buy a dirt bike next year, I'm going to put the same kit on that kit. So they're not buying a bunch of kits, or they're fixing their kits, or they're building their kits up, where they're not like buying a lot of kits every year. You don't see snow bikes for sale. Like, when's the last time you saw a snow bike on Marketplace?
This morning.
Well,
oh, you did?
Yeah. Just because I'm on Facebook all the time.
I haven't
You're
seen
deep in the Marketplace. Oh,
yeah. I haven't seen one either. And dude,
yeah,
I mean,
just don't see 'em.
Like to that point, I don't know how much a dirt bike really changes.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, and I could be wrong. I guess I'm not a snow bike guy. It's like, I can't imagine a dirt bike changing so much that now your snow bike kit that fit your 23 KTM won't fit your 24.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the case. I don't know. I wouldn't think.
I don't think so, though, because you're taking the swing arm off and all that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just definitely a weird concept. And I mean, kind of just shocking. If the business was not that good to begin with, why did Polaris buy them to begin with? You know,
they must have been a threat in some manner.
Well, yeah, they must have done well at some point, right? But
and I remember when a snow bike was like kind of all the rage. Like you saw one up there, you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
they had one of them snow bike things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like Timbersled, like the original owner built it to that point of like, sold at the high, right? And then Polaris has just been like, riding the downturn of it.
But now there's like Yeti snow bike kits.
Yeah, which those, I don't know if like I've just been around them a little bit. That Yeti kit is badass. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and then
all carbon fiber.
Oh, really?
It's light. Like, you can pack that thing on your shoulder, or the Timbersled. It's like, this is a
Snowmobile track.
this thing is beefy.
Okay, real quick. So very basic, and we'll touch on this on the podcast later, but builds, what are you thinking for next year? Now that Polaris has released theirs, not that you guys were super interested in Polaris, but I think there was some, maybe not. I don't know how much curiosity there was on your guys' end for Polaris.
Well, we kind of had some inside information to where we knew 9 Boost wasn't coming.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of lost our hype for Polaris pretty early. But without having that, I would say that would have been the deciding factor maybe if they came out with 9 Boost and price point of the 9 Boost. But without that, I don't know. I'm actually really in a predicament currently. I might not order a snowmobile, just the way prices are and everything. I might run this one into the ground. We'll see. But if I were to, I'm strongly considering that new Expert, the 32-inch front end Expert.
What, just very basic, couple upgrades you would do to it?
Oh, well, I don't know. I guess we'd see, but I'd probably build it exactly like mine this year. I mean, it'd get big wheels, bumpers, headlight delete, wrap, handlebars, clutch kit, titanium exhaust, and what am I missing? Maybe
Bars.
spindles?
RSI bars.
Yeah, handlebars, ski rubbers. And on the Expert, I'd put my coilover because I'm running a coilover this year in the rear. I'd put my coilover in that sled as well.
Okay.
Yep.
What about you?
Probably the Summit X, I'm thinking. Hopefully a full carbon hood. Frank, if you're listening, get her moving. Let's go. But yeah, same as what I've got now, but with the coilover, I think. So 54. Maybe a 9R 146 with twin pipes. Holdover. Not brand new, though.
Yeah.
Got to be a
that's where I'm
holdover.
at. That's where I'm at now.
And I'm looking like for a holdover 146 turbo as well, but I'm not going to buy a brand new one.
Are you going to do, or you don't have to say it if you want to hold it, but
Carbon
sled
skid?
or carbon skid? Yeah.
Maybe. I'm debating it.
What
We'll see
track
how much I got to buy
65?
this summer. I'm thinking 54 after
Are you
watching
now?
Muskoka's video. That thing rips.
The 154.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I kind of left that part out. Definitely thinking carbon skid.
You're going to do
Carbon
one?
hood. Well, thinking about it. Not doing one, thinking about it. Construction's going to have to pay this summer, but we'll see.
Yeah.
After the other day, though, hitting all them jumps on my 154, like, God, I don't know if I should put a carbon skid on this thing.
What jumped it? Oh, the ride day?
Just like the last 4 days, I've been
really?
finding all these natural jumps, and
Yeah. Found a
Sending
lot
her.
of jumps the last couple
Why do
days.
you say you wouldn't want to put a carbon skid on that?
can't jump it then.
Really?
I mean, I don't know how durable they are. It'd make me nervous.
Yeah.
Kasturkey's look pretty damn durable.
Yeah.
But he's not shooting that 65.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd really suck to wad that thing up, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That'd
We'll
really
see.
suck.
Yeah. What about you?
Probably, like I said, the 55 boost 325. Would like to throw some Fox on there, and I do bumpers a little earlier next year than this year. Before I hit the tree, probably. Yeah, might help. And then wrap. Nothing too crazy. Nothing crazy like you guys, but just kind of a bread and butter.
Get her done, Bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I would probably do?
What's that?
If I bought a 9R 146, I would probably take, if you would, the 65 and put it on that 46. Because that sled has more miles,
Yeah.
and
It's
I know
gonna
I'm
get
not
rode
going to
very
ride
much.
a 65 as much.
Yep.
Then keep the sled that we just got done with, the 155.
Okay.
Okay, and then the 9R 146. I'm saying if I would do that kit that Vogue has, and then hopefully a zero hood, Fox shocks, Seco seat cover, wrap, backwoods stuff, RSI,
Yeah.
and a carbon skid.
No Olin shocks?
No, I'm kidding. Not a carbon skid. No.
Don't like them.
It's not that I don't like them. I just like the Fox.
I might try a set next year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, the Fox on your 55 is so nice.
Dude, I'm telling you, you ought to ride that 146 and you can like feel the suspension. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, it's a coil.
Right.
So do you like the feeling of coils or do you like the feeling of air? I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, because you can always stiffen coils.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're good. I just like that plush feeling of air more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a 146 9R, though, I think Olin's would be the move because it's built for one purpose,
Yeah.
jumping.
Yeah. And they look way better,
Yeah.
I think, if you have the right colorway.
Yeah, the gold is pretty sick.
It definitely gives it a different look, for sure.
Or maybe just get that skins hood, take the wrap off that, put on the 46. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see next fall where I am financially to make a decision on buying another sled.
Yeah.
But dude, the thing is to me is it's like we'll just do a light build on it. You know, we don't need to do anything crazy. But then it's like, okay, for example, say I don't want to do suspension, then I'm never going to ride the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Your everyday sled is just a build now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're used to the creature comforts of it.
Of,
for sure.
Of a big build.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. It gets to that point.
Yep.
Sucks.
We
All
sound
right.
like such fuckers. Yeah. We'll do this more, like, especially in fall. We should do some like big build podcasts. And to go in
really
more
getting
detail.
into, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you want to do so?
Let's-
If you're listening, Cook Bros forgot to put on his story because he's an idiot.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna jump into Q&A. Also, Powbound forgot to put it on their story, so we have some leftover ones that didn't get answered last week, and we're gonna answer them this week. That way, you get your answers, and then next week we will be better. I promise.
Yeah, this was kind of a
Last minute thrown together thing.
yeah, kind of, but
kind
not.
of.
We kind of planned
I
this, but I
did
just forgot.
Talked to you about it yesterday, so
Yeah.
Alrighty, here's a question. I ride mountains one trip a year, typically 3 to 4 days. What option is best for me? Rent, new leftover 24 or 25, used with low miles, 500 or less.
500 miles.
Yep. Renting seems like blowing money. You never know what you're getting with used, and as you know, the new market is incredibly inflated. Used sled in question would be a G5, a Ski-Doo G5, or Matrix. And it would be an 850 base model. He doesn't want anything fancy with a 165 track.
You said he takes one trip a year.
One trip a year, 3 to 4 days.
You want me to answer it?
Sure. Have at her.
In my opinion, okay, this is hard to answer for someone else. If you're very passionate about snowmobiling and you want to add a wrap to it and like it's your thing, then buy one. If like financially you can and you like it that much, even for 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
Financially, I'd rent all day.
Yeah. For that type of trip, that's kind of what I think is renting is your best option. You get to ride the latest, the greatest.
It's running.
It's running. If it doesn't run, not your problem.
They got a new one. You don't have to haul it out here.
You can fly in.
Yeah.
Like that is definitely the move. But yeah, I like your point of like if you're into it and that's something you like want to have a built mountain sled and like you just want to like tinker with it and money's not really the deciding factor in it, like you're gonna lose your on it.
You're taking a $10,000 hit on a new sled when you go to sell it at the end of the year.
And
With 4 days on it.
Yeah.
yeah. And then you buy a leftover sled and you're gonna take a $5,000 to $8,000 hit on it, in my opinion. And then if you buy used, it's only going to be worth so much the next year as well. Like probably a $5,000 hit, I'd say at least on a used one.
Yeah,
in a year.
and the thing is like, personally, if you were like, okay, I can give you, and this is a bad example, but I could give you a 2016 Axis,
Yeah.
okay? Or you can take my sled out, like you guys are saying this to me. You can take one of our rentals out every day of the winter.
Yeah.
I would choose your rentals.
Yeah.
because they're top of the line, they're brand new. In your guys' case, they have some aftermarket stuff on it.
Yep.
And you'd be on the best, the latest and greatest. So I would rather do that. But in my case, I would pick to buy, even though I know it makes no financial sense, because I mean, zero whatsoever. In our case, it kind of does make sense, because if you paid that much money for a rental every day and riding this much, that's a lot of money. But it's the building. Like, I like building sleds.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's.
But if you're a Midwest guy riding 3-4 days a year, I think renting is like the no-brainer option, really.
Yeah.
Like, find a good rental company that has some like well set up sleds, and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the way to do her. And that is the end of the questions.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
That'll wrap up Q&A.
so we're gonna wrap this podcast up there.
Okay.
And thank you for submitting your question. We'll be better next week. And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Yep.
All that.
Support us at the links below. BLACKBIRD, Powderbound. We appreciate it. Let us know what you think about SnowCheck. Let us know what you're going to SnowCheck. Until next time, let her eat.
See ya.